Hey, welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney adventures. Last time, it seems that Pop Winterbank was murdered, and Gina is unconscious in the same room. Also, Herlock Sholmes has been shot, and there's a whole bunch of shit going on. So let's see how the story develops. That's not what I meant to do.
Just saved again. Dun, 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 love and die.
I'll be alright, Mr. Naruhodo. After them, go!
Very poorly modeled doll.
Behind that door, in the storeroom. Hurry!
It's Gina! Of course, she's going to be accused because she's holding the gun and blah, 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 blah. That moment, Windybank's pawnbroker became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. Arrival of the police, the preliminary investigation at the scene, the questioning. It was just before dawn before I was allowed back to my lodgings at 221B. Oh, Iris. What was the point of having her in the back if she was just going to come forward immediately?
Telegram came. All I said was, wait at home.
Oh, yes, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. Simply impossible to come back.
I woke up. Lee and Ginny were gone. Everyone was gone.
For some reason, I was all alone cut out.
Yeah.
What happened, Bruno?
Poor Iris, she's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know.
Something awful has happened, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Alright.
It's recap time!
Yep.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windybank is dead. He was shot. Discovered it in the early hours of the morning.
Oh, yes, I had a feeling.
You did?
I saw all of those police carriages pulling up outside his shop. I knew something must have happened there.
When we entered Windybank's in the small hours, we disturbed a gang of 2 thugs. It's really a gang if there are only 2. They ran out onto the street and I chased after them, but got away.
So,
More than 2 thugs.
was one of them who shot at Mr. Windybank, I suppose.
I don't know, but it's not what the police believe at the moment.
Oh, why not?
They've arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina.
Ginny! But why?
Well, the thing is...
No, Ginny wouldn't do something like that!
I know. None of us think she did it.
Why have they arrested her?
I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do.
I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair! What about the 2 thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they?
No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris.
Oh, why not? This is all so horrible.
Thing is, Mr. Winderbank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps all the deposited articles. The storeroom door was locked from the inside.
I see.
He wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well.
Oh no!
And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards...
You tell me there was no one else in the room?
Yes, exactly. How did you know?
It's the only explanation.
Yes, the only explanation indeed.
What do you mean by that, Bruno? Well,
What can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't.
so where's Hurley then? He's still there investigating the scene. Really ought to have some breakfast. Good for him to miss meals.
This doesn't make sense out of order. I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. He was taken to hospital this morning.
What?
Well, we entered Windybanks, a gun was fired, and took a bullet.
Hurley? Shot? No. No.
It's all right. His life isn't in danger.
Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital?
He's at St. Sinner's, attending to him there.
Must see him. At once.
I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't.
Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed.
No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. Not allowed any visitors. Preparing to operate, you see.
To operate? Oh, poor Hurley.
Was the two thugs... Two thugs? The two thugs who were in Mr. Windybank's shop. He shot Mr. Holmes when we disturbed them, you see. It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. I went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze.
After them! Go!
After that, I ran into the street, but... Oh, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away.
You think? It's a very good thing.
Yeah, they had a gun. They probably would have shot you too.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, you know.
Shit, I didn't think about that.
Of everything else, I couldn't bear that.
Oh, Iris.
Where's Susie, Bruno?
She's still at the police station.
Oh, hi.
I expect she's still being questioned. Police said they wouldn't be finished for a while.
Aren't you there then?
Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. Mr. Susato stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later.
Ah, I see.
Besides, I always had to come back to be with Iris. And Inspector Gregson agreed to me leaving early.
You should have let me know and I would have come to the station.
I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment. I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on.
I want to go too. Take me with you, Bruno. Can't stand just sitting around here waiting.
I'm not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder. I don't want to leave her all alone here either. All right then, Iris. Perhaps you can help me.
Yes, I'd love to.
Gina's at the prison. Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed.
Don't forget we have to visit the crime scene to conduct a thorough investigation.
I can see you're ready for action. I and Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. We weren't allowed to go yet.
Let's do that then. Maybe now, I don't know. I love attic rooms! Oh boy, okay. Yeah, let's go to the hospital first.
Hurley! Oh. Not here.
Oh, that's strange. Nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she?
Oh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby. The bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home.
I'm not so sure about that, baby or not. There's no question it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered.
Oh.
This war. Hello, what have we here? This war is off limits, no visiting. So what are you doing here, eh?
Well, I'll have you know. Herlock's next of kin.
Eh? Oh, I'll beg your pardon then, ma'am, sir. A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. The great mystery solver has a mysterious family, eh?
That's how you see us, sure.
Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley?
I believe he is currently in the operating theater, ma'am. Undergoing an extensive operation.
Extensive?
It has been several hours since he went in.
Oh dear. Is he going to be alright?
Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is.
Oh.
I have heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume that they won't be back here for several hours yet.
I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later.
Oh, poor Hurley.
Oh boy.
That's
That's a pretty shitty anesthetic to not work because you had coffee.
Well, I feel like this is a veiled allusion to the original stories where, like, he has a drug habit.
Yeah, probably.
Hello, Gina.
Why did they let you keep...
You let her keep her gun in jail?
Oh, you still have the grenade launcher Hurley and I made.
Wish you wouldn't point it at me all the time, though.
What are you here for?
Ginny.
I have a feeling it's because of us that you've ended up in trouble. So we were thinking that we might be able to help you.
Well, you can't.
Sorry?
You heard. Get lost.
Don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. Never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't, despite the fact that you were literally just pointing a gun at someone.
You think you know me? Pull the other one.
My gun? Oh.
You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. And if I saw me chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I could lay me hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am.
But Ginny...
I'll be in court tomorrow, they said. Some cove came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like. Said it was my right or something. But I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one.
It couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried.
Why are you being like this, Ginny? Everyone's like that.
I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away?
He wanted me to sign some papers. Representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway, the whole trial. They'll pin it on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be handing people out papers before we defend them.
Why do you think that?
Because that's how it's always been for me, growing up in the back slums. My whole life. If you do what the grown-ups tell you, it'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers, or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. You can't trust no one, that's the point. As soon as you do, you're gone to grass, dead.
Gina, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial, I could...
Forget it.
Ginny! Do you trust Bruno?
Nah, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone.
Like, slap her. Will you tell us what happened, Gina? Last night, at the pawnbroker's.
There's nothing to tell. I figured it'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. But the old bloke walked in on me and you know the rest.
Why, Ginny? Why'd you do that?
Ain't it obvious? The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work, and half the time you don't even get nothing.
That's really why you broke into the place.
What?
Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else?
Oh, give it a rest!
Can't, it
What be-
wasn't red.
What'd be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say will make a blind bit of difference.
Please tell us, Ginny. Believe you, whatever it is.
Believe me? Don't be daft, you can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have.
What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies?
What did you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help.
Sorry. We're out of time. They're gonna want to question me now.
That kind of looks like a dead frog.
Ginny, please.
Oh yeah. I wanted to give you this. Something to remember me by.
Ginny.
Photographic print of a really adorable cat.
I found it in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point me having it.
Wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat.
Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye.
Oh, Ginny.
Alright.
Okay, guess we're just leaving.
Investigation time.
Yeah, so it would seem.
Yep.
Hope the cop's name actually is Bobby.
Well, there was
So it
one.
happened last night.
That's right. Two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place, looking for valuables.
Apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance.
There's something on the floor. No, you're right about that, actually.
In fact, if anyone, it's the police seem to be the ones doing the ransacking.
I know what you mean. Like a gang of organized criminals, all dressed in black.
Oh, I heard that. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Inspector. Good morning.
I suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least.
I was quite disturbed.
Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
It's not your job, Naruto.
I thought you'd assign extra men to the beat around here, Gregsy. Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty.
Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming!
expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see that he has the very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital attend to him as we speak.
They can't deal with coffee. I don't think it's Runa's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job.
Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say. The gent in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that.
Do you believe it? Like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change.
Oh, where are me manners? Are you thirsty, your ladyship? God. Perhaps you'd like some juice? Some nice refreshing fruit juice?
Yes, bring me a Capri Sun. Why? Are you thirsty, Grexy?
We're in Britain, they say Capri Sun.
Excuse me.
I saw my special herbal tea with me if you'd like some.
Or like Glugson.
Ah, lovely. Can't very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship.
Don't even recognize him like this.
God, I fucking
Fish and
love
chips
this.
go. There we are.
Alright, now that you're more
Breaks it.
agreeable.
So, how's the investigation going, Inspector?
Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definitive evidence. We're just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact.
Gina, you're going to charge her?
That's right. Should be able to bring her before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid...
Ah, I see. Already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
What the...
You're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you?
How could you... How can you possibly know that?
I know everything. The feeling, that's all.
Why do we have to try to keep a secret from Iris? So you arrested the two men who shot Mr. Holmes, have you?
Sherms.
I said that.
Well, yes. They were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads on the beat.
And Mr. Strada's being held at the prison.
She should be. That's assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jailer, of course.
Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition?
Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
I know he's being operated on at St. Sinners. Can't I see him? I'm family, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital's policy, no visit at all.
Oh,
The bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood.
oh no.
He didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so. But a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down.
Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know.
Well, anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. They've got to stop that bleeding.
But he will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better?
Of course, your ladyship. He'll be as right as rain before you know it.
Really? How do you know?
How do I know? Well, because, of course. Yes, because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective, that's why.
I better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again.
Oh dear. Please don't die early.
I'll report to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of the operating theatre.
Okay.
What you want to talk? I couldn't help noticing, Inspector.
What? Oh, that sunshine.
Why do you only eat the fish and not the chips? Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris.
Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a copper, and we don't go in for favoritism.
What sauce am I watching?
He's right. You do treat us differently.
Yeah, I do.
Because of those adventures of Herlock Show'em stores, that's why.
Oh,
I crawl up in them, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson.
Well, yes, because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's.
what did you write about the Inspector, Iris?
Don't remember, really.
It was one of Show'em's lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Scotland Yarders, is how he put it.
Oh, did I write that?
And you know what that one line did for me, eh? The very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you.
Ooh, that's amazing.
All because everyone in the yard reads them. They read all the Herlock Show'em stories. They even set up a fan club for me.
Of course, that explains everything. It was around that time that you became such a toady to me.
Now you blame me? All it takes is one bad word from you and Show'em could change his tune. Gregson? No. The great detective will say. He's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to my cellar if that came out in print, eh? The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost to worry about it.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah?
But that would never happen, Grexy.
Every month when the new Rats magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves. Not laced at all.
Glug, glug, glug. Ah, lovely. Ta very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship.
Total.
Oh, yeah. There's something I was supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Naruto.
Yes? What is it? Easy.
I've got an important message for you. I clean forgot about it until now.
Important message. Wonder what it could be. This is the message from Lord Nurgle.
I await you on the Dread Isle.
Are you going to tell me what this important message is then, Inspector?
I think I referenced that yesterday in like a video, or maybe it was just in a call.
Yeah, it's about that young lady who's normally by your side, your assistant.
Miss Susie, is she alright?
There's the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe.
Nope, not anymore. She had to head off
Head off? Where?
to Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He summoned her.
Alright.
With his dark magic. Yes, of course. I'd forgotten about that.
One of the whipstocks took her there in a yard carriage after we'd finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey to go and meet her there. She's got a nerve using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' messaging service.
I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector.
It's Susie had to go see the Lord Chief Justice.
She didn't tell me. Better head over into the Lord Chief Justice's office after this. Whatever
away.
I said. Fetch her straight away.
Are we not going to investigate the scene at all?
I guess not.
I've investigated
Okay.
thoroughly, but can't find anything out of place. Liar.
Well, if you say so.
Eh. Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow.
You think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal.
How so?
I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. Don't take that seriously, can you?
Maybe it thinks the same about you.
So everything is clear with regard to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust? Yes, thank you very much.
There they are. Susato-san and Lord Strongheart.
I wonder what they're talking about. They look very serious.
Very good. There is nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland.
Oh.
Wait, what did he just say? You'll return to your homeland? Susato-san!
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
What was all that about?
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you for coming to collect your colleague.
What's this all about? Why are we talking about Mr. Sato's return to her homeland? And... tomorrow?
Tomorrow? What about Ginny's trial?
You mean... she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Oh boy, okay.
Mr. Sato, what's all this about?
Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. It's only me going back to Japan. Your life here can continue just as it has.
It's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving?
It's my father. He's fallen ill.
No.
Professor Mikotoba? If I may... Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm Professor of Forensic Medicine at Yuma University.
We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news. 10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown, and it seems he grows weaker day by day.
I don't believe it.
As you are aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Miss Susato's departure as much as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning.
I can't believe this is happening.
So Gina has been charged? She'll have to appear in court?
Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago. The date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow.
No! Not even 24 hours later? Gina. Ah, the Lestrade girl, and the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. An all too conspicuous case. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the yard is overstretched as it is without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasting time. Ginny would never do something like that.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart?
in deference of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave. Now. Of course, Lord Strongheart. Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all their untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters with which to contend.
Gee, you sure seem to know a lot about lying. Serious matters. Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday?
Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday. It's no concern of yours. I'm sure I need not remind you of that.
Please do anyway, because I forgot.
3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me.
There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart.
Which is?
It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her.
A timely suggestion.
Sorry?
The girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair. She may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial.
Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right.
Why would she do that?
A question you would do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison.
Yes, thank you.
Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you.
What a day. Gina charged with murder. Sato-san about to leave.
Come, Mr. Naruhodo. Iris, we must make haste.
Susie? You're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do?
As Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato. It's a very pensive look.
I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I should like to wish her well before I leave.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
Honest, this has completely thrown me off. I just have to do what I can as a lawyer.
I guess we go talk with her again?
Yep.
She'll act like we haven't been here before. Why not?
Oh, there we go.
Ah!
Hello again, Gina.
What are you lot here for now?
Don't you at least aim between the bars? Have the muzzle that grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously.
I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition to that thing, don't I?
Look, you can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you. Gina, I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say. What? I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell. Eh? Farewell? Tomorrow I must begin my journey back home, to Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh, right. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable.
Susie?
Well, that ain't my business. Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you to be innocent, Gina. They put their faith in you. But somehow, you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them. Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it? It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they are so clearly unhappy. Because of you. What? It's my fault? Yes. So I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now, I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you. Eh? Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be. What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh? You've told us that everyone lies. So prove it, by admitting one of your own untruths.
what you said before, Ginny. You said something about unforgivable lies.
You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant. No, I can't.
Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but it's something to do with what happened 2 months ago. Something about that trial. The one in which Magnus McGilder was acquitted. Case of that mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial,
I was actually the murderer.
I lied. I'd lied like you wouldn't believe.
Will you tell us about it now?
Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. The coppers got hold of me and shoved me in the witness stand.
Based on your testimony, Mr. McGilder was declared innocent.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff.
Knew it.
What sort of thing did you lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night, that was the truth. It was pitch black in that little cubbyhole. I couldn't see a thing. And then I heard that loud thud, like someone falling on the floor.
And that's when Mr. McGilder discovered you.
Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. There weren't much light to see by, but when I looked at my hands, I had the cove's blood all over him. I was so scared, I couldn't even speak.
Had his blood on your hands? In other words, was Gina that the witnesses on the roof saw through the skylight?
Then Mr. McGilder started asking you questions, I suppose? Who you were and why you were hiding under the seat? Yeah, he did. Only, that's not all.
What do you mean?
I mean, he threatened me.
Threatened you how?
He made me swear about what I'd seen and what I'd heard. About what he was going to do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did that, he said he'd let me scarper before the coppers showed up.
Gina, you must tell me what he swore you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything.
Oh. Okay.
You said McGilder made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw. You were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you?
Yes, with Mr. McGilder sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the covert in the floor. I let out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. Mr. McGilder heard that and dragged me out by my arm, and that's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer where I'd been stabbed. A disc, all bright and shiny. A disc?
Do you mean...
Yeah, that's it. The one what the D took off me at Winterbanks.
The music box disc was there, on the floor of the omnibus?
Not for long. McGilder spotted it straight away. He picked it up smartish and stuffed it in his inside pocket.
Someone should do about CDs. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder.
And the bog trotter told me I weren't to mutter a word of it to no one. Because it was so dark under that seat in the cab, I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin.
Presumably that was McGilder getting on board.
Nah, not only him.
Oh.
Because I could definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGilder and the victim.
It's the thrice-fired Mason. Mr. McGilder fired 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 Mason. Mr. Mc
In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilded claimed he slept during the carriage ride.
But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
And your own testimony, Gina, supported his. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Yeah, that weren't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear him talking the whole time in low voices.
What? What were they talking about?
Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud. But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilded and the victim knew each other.
McGilda was lying, as I suspected.
I knew it weren't going to take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed. Yes, you are quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly. So when the cab came to a stop, McGilded told me to lie back under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. The two cops from up top ran off to get the coppers.
Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First.
Right, and after they'd gone, McGilded asked the driver to do him a favour.
Favor?
Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat of mine, and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'll give you 10 guineas.
Nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street?
Yep, you got it. It was Winterbank's. The coachee snapped up the money and ran off to pop this coat as fast as he could. So then there was no one left in the carriage. McGilded opened the box under the seat and let me get out of there, but not without conditions. I see.
What were Mr. McGiller's conditions, then? Letting you go free, I mean.
Not telling a soul, not for anything, but what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well.
There's more? Wait, there's
Yeah.
more. Call out and get some pie.
This is the most important thing, he said.
I'm after sending the coachman a little errand for me, and with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did he see anything at all?
You asked him to go pop your weasel, right?
Aye, the fiend's taking me overcut to deposit with a pawnbroker hereabouts. I want you, lass, to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand?
What? You want me to have the ticket?
That's right. And I'll come fetch it from you later, sometime within the next 2 months. You're to hang on to it until then, is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it.
Alright then.
And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you're to go to the pawn shop, Winterbank, so it is, and you're to extend the loan before the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited, and any old fiend could come along and buy it.
But I ain't got that kind of brass.
Here's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now. If you go against me...
Yeah, I get it.
Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I have no doubt.
The coppers?
Aye. They come asking you to take the stand in court, to testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What is it that you might say? And what is it that you won't?
after he'd gone over it all, I piked it, got as far away from there as I could. He hid the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark.
McGill planned it. Coerced Gina to give him false testimony. Why would he do that? That's illegal.
Bet you're ready to string me up, eh? I lied. In that big old courtroom, I told some corkers. The thing is, he said he would make it so he couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with.
He's a wicked man.
He knew everything what went on in the back slums. He knew we had no one to look after us and we was all just looking out for each other, getting by together. So you mean Mr. McGilded would have... In an heartbeat, he could have had the lot of us chased out of there if he'd wanted. And then where could we have gone, eh? Nowhere, that's where. So, I didn't have no choice.
Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything.
But... Oh, I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it, you must be livid.
Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor.
A favour? What?
Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial.
Eh?
If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. We need that paperwork or we can't investigate. Police won't let us.
Investigate what?
Scene of the incident last night. Mr. Shums was shot, you see.
You what?
That is in a big operation right now, Ginny.
Is it bad? Is he gonna be alright? Shrams is gonna be alright, right?
That's why I want to investigate. Mr. Shums' sake as much as anything.
Right. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it?
Something like that. Mr. Susato?
Yes, of course. I have the representation papers here. I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer or nothing. And then she vanished.
Oh, Ginny, she seems so lonely.
You went into the same void as Miho. Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Windybanks now.
Yes, and perhaps we can come back later to visit Ginny when we're done there.
I feel like we've finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. Now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Anyway, that means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Windybanks. Though something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. Just let Iris do the talking.
True. Alright, well that's another part done. Next time I suppose we'll finally get to investigate the scene. And
Yeah.
hopefully figure out just what the hell happened there. See you then.
Yeah.